Hi, my name is Tom Hildren. The reading strategy I'll be teaching today is a type of graphic organizer called a T-chart. I would use this strategy with my 10th grade United States history class. Students would have been already introduced to primary and secondary sources, as well as having examined several problems and issues of the Progressive Era. They would also have been familiarized with the concept of perspective or point of view. I'm going to model how you might use a T-chart in a classroom. Today we're going to examine still another problem or issue that led to the Progressive Era, the issue of women's suffrage. Now, if you think back to our previous study of women's issues, the word suffrage should be familiar to you. What does it mean? Yes, that's right, the right to vote. By the 1910s, two major women's organizations had developed and were working on gaining the right to vote or suffrage for women. We're going to examine a secondary source. But what was a secondary source again? That's correct. A secondary source of information is one that was created later by someone who did not experience firsthand or participate in the event. Secondary sources are generally scholarly books and articles. We'll be using text found in an American history textbook. The first thing you need to do is open up your notebook and put today's date on the top line. Below that, make a simple T-chart. As I stated before, there are two major women's organizations that were working for suffrage in 1910s. We're going to label each half of the T-chart with the organization's name. On one half of the T-chart, you need to write NAWSA, or NASA, which stands for the National American Women's Suffrage Association. On the other half, you need to write NWP, or National Women's Party. Now, as you read through the text that I've provided you on Schoology, there are four things that I'd like you to be looking for. We're going to write those four things on the left-hand side of our T-chart. The four items are leaders, strategy, goals, and position on World War I, or just World War I. As you read the text, fill in the T-chart as best as you can. Now at this time, you should pause the video and read the attached text while filling out the T-chart. I've attached the text as an example, but I've not attached a T-chart or a completed T-chart. Either one or both of the T-charts would be a reasonable document or documents to attach in addition to the text. For purposes of this class example or model, there's no need to read the text. I would then say, when you're done, please resume the video. Now, following the student's completion of their reading, I might collect and check the T-chart, or I might simply observe their work as they complete the chart in my class. In my class, we follow up with a video called Iron-Jawed Angels, which helps complete the T-chart as well, so students add to the chart as we watch the video. I like using T-charts because they're simple. There's no need for photocopying prior to the lesson. They work well when you have students compare and contrast the two organizations. Students need to look for similarities and differences using their notes. The downside or negative is that you end up with two columns of notes, and sometimes students think that simply listing what each side is comparing. It would be like if I asked what you ate for breakfast and asked what you ate for lunch and had you list the items in two columns. That's not a comparison. The comparison would be looking for how are the calories similar or different, what were the vitamins in both, what were the fats in both, were they fried vegetables or were they fruits, etc. The use of labels or criteria on the left-hand side helps, but does not completely alleviate this. I like the strategy of using T-charts as a graphic organizer, and I definitely use it in my classroom.